to BLAPPS TARK NE29. That's New Era 29. We had a break for a week because we had a special show before that break, and which was all about coming together as a community, dealing with that, and bit of a touch on religion and is it required and things like that. But during the break, we were talking about homelessness in a community meeting on that Sunday, so we didn't have a show then. So this is the first one back after that. This is number 29 of the new era. We used to be on Tropical FM for many years, and we did about 150 odd shows for BLAPPS TARK and about the same, if not more, for BLAPPS Experience, which we did on a different day. So the BLAPPS TARK is better living and positive propaganda system, talking about real knowledge. And in this, we try to find out the truth of the matter. And what is the truth? I hear you say very loudly. Stop shouting. It means what they're not saying when their lips are moving. You see, people talk a lot, and some of the stuff they don't say is the actual truth. So that's what we do. Glad to see people popping in. This is why I'm chattering away, waiting for people to come in. That's great. In the meantime, people are coming in. I'm going to put in what we're talking about today, which is on the same criteria we've always done. It is over here, what's happening in the UK, over there, what's happening outside the UK, celebrity and community world, and of course at the end I'll talk about what sparks me off, because I'm an angry man and I need to get these things off my chest, because if I don't, then everyone else suffers. Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see what I'm doing? It's a social, it's a service. It's a service, you know. I'm trying to keep you safe from me. Yeah, weird. Okay, all right. So I'm playing my music, my theme tune for the show, waiting for people to come in and get settled. Strap in, people. It's a good one this week. There's my tunes. Oh, there you go. It's all right. Press the wrong button. Public Enema. Rebel without a pause. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, try to be professional about that and cut it off slowly. Good to see so many people joining me. Hello. Yes, it is a tune, Nicola. Nicola Gustin. It's a tune. You know. It's a tune. Okay, always has been. Who else is that? Is that Eugene Keogh? Oh, nice one. Hello, Eugene. And I can't see who that is. Who's that? So, and Deborah Allen as normal. Nicely done. And Neil Isley, and Robert Wright. Awesome. So far, so good. Tell your friends, tell your people. That's what we're talking about today. Now, there's so many things that have happened in the last couple of weeks. It's the news cycle. It's amazing. The amount of things happening around the world. Wow, it just seems to speed up and with more frequency, the amount of things going on. So I have a lot of things to talk about. So I'm going to try and talk about not only the most topical, but the one that we all feel that resonates with most of us. Okay, so I think that's fair enough. I'll do that. Yeah. So I'm going with on this occasion, we could talk about Brexit. So much to talk about with Brexit. We could talk about the myriad of things that are going on in Britain, all over the place. But the main thing at this point, for me, is the Windrush and this report that we've had dozens that have been wrongfully deported. Surprise, surprise! Over this debacle is ridiculous. It's beginning to see that the government royally screwed this up because of Brexit, especially because of Brexit, and thousands have been affected by it, and we see it mostly because of these like 83 that have come to power, which have found that they've got proof that they were here before 73. Okay, 1st of January 1973, which is when the immigration law came into effect. So this is what they have to prove now. Or are you a recent refugee from the Caribbean or whatever outside of the UK? Right, we can deport you now. So it's like, my granddad has been here before you. You know what I mean? Before your people came to England, and you're trying to say now he's got to be deported because he's a UK citizen. How does that work? He was a citizen when he was in Jamaica, St. Vincent, St. Kitts, doesn't matter, and from the Caribbean, and then because he can't prove that he was here because you didn't give him the paperwork because you said he was a citizen already, didn't need it, right? You're trying to say that because your government decided to make a law later on trying to govern these people and their documentation level and things, that you messed up, so they have to suffer for it. And now you're saying sorry, and to say sorry, you're going to give them money, but the only way they can get the money is to sign hush papers, gagging order. That's bullshit. I mean, and Labour, obviously they're jumping on and just trying to poke the knife in and say, yeah, we agree with our brethren, yeah. You guys are out of order. There's no way this is close enough to a sorry. This is some rubbish. And so, yeah, the Sajid Javid, the person that's in charge of the investigation into this, I think that's correct, is the figure, brung up the figure of 160 wrongfully deported in a letter to the Home Office Affairs Committee leader, Yvette Cooper. And he reported that when she asked if there will be a gagging order, he said no. Equivocally, no way there's going to be a gagging order at all on this. That's what she says, sorry, Yvette Cooper. She said there will no way be a gagging order on this. And so that was refuted, that idea that there will be a gagging order and that's the way they're going to get their recompense, their compensation would happen. But so the Labour government jumps all over this and says it's a scandalous of unbelievable proportions, and the government are downright sorry. They should bloody well show it properly. Damn it. And, so this is what's happening with Windrush. It's just amazing how people who voted to leave have now flipped. The people that voted to stay are thinking, why don't we just get this over with and leave? You know what I mean? Okay, we're leaving then, so why don't we just get it over with? And now the kind of problems that we're going to be getting, that we're beginning to find out. Maybe we should have had a bit more information before we did a referendum, but you know what? No one really knew how it was going to affect everything. So we're only finding out now through the ineptitude of the government's employees, Theresa May, before Brexit happened, before she was Prime Minister. Things like this could blow up into something like this, to these kind of proportions. So I say to you, do you know someone that's affected by this? I've got a lot of family around, and I'm glad to say that none of us have been affected. And I had a lot of family that came over and were under the guise that they were helping out and that they were British citizens helping their fellow men and women. And they were going to do well. And they did well. And they afforded to get back to home country with good land and good soil and good housing, and forgot about Britain. And even my parents went back in '89. They retired very young, like in their 40s. They retired, so they did well. Okay. So there's not much to report from my personal family. But if you know someone that's got a story, please come in. Nicola, what she's got to say. Nicola says, meant to say last week, Victor, at the Sunday meeting. Oh, you were there. Hey, I can't see a picture of you. I don't recognise. I observed your awesomeness. Ooh. Yeah, she observed my awesome. I observed your awesomeness. Re, that Romanian chap you put at ease to talk at the meeting. Okay, yes, right. The meeting. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Nicola, for recognising awesomeness. Only awesome people recognises other people's awesomeness. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. That's how it goes, right? Yeah, that's how it goes. Right. So we had a meeting at Little Red Art Centre and Culture Centre in the town centre to discuss what we're going to do with the large store vacated by British Home Stores. And some people had a bright idea of British Home Stores becoming British Homeless Shelter. See, BHS. You know, it is a bit okay, but you know what? It's a way. It don't have to be that time, but it's a cool. To me, it's cool. All right. So we were discussing if we could get together the skilled of us who have some spare time and would like to volunteer their services to get this stuff done, to get homelessness sorted in Luton. The council is strapped for cash. They cannot help, and I'm not sure they're legally allowed to help groups sort out homelessness because their arms they're a bit shackled. They're a bit in regards to helping. So it was a great idea, and we've put together a team. The 18 copyright. Yeah. We put together a team of like-minded people, and the amount of people that turned up on the day was quite heartening. It was Luton still cares. We've still got people in Luton, and it turned up in dozens of people turned up, rammed out the place, and then we took a picture outside. We walked down to BHS because Little Red is up by the George Street entrance. Yeah, I think so. I think that's our George Street entrance. But yes, we went down to BHS and took a picture with Cy Philly's drone photograph. And we took pictures outside there. And I was noticing a guy, when we all broke up to go back to Little Red to chat about further, a guy asked me, very interested, and I was like, do you want to know anything about this? And he was saying, oh, what is this about? Are you a church group? I go, no, we're just a community interested in helping homelessness. He goes, oh yes, I used to be homeless. I was like, wow, okay, yeah, it'd be great if you could talk to the people so we could find out exactly what you guys need when you were homeless, what you really needed from people that want to help you. So it was great. He came down, did a nice, inspiring talk. He got very emotional, and I'm in contact with him still. He's a nice guy, and he's now our interpreter. You see, because we have a lot of refugees that have become homeless, or we have a lot of people that have come from, maybe they got into Britain in dubious manner, but maybe, I'm not saying he did, or still there are people doing so. But what I'm saying is that there's obviously people that get into Britain, however they get in, and have fallen on harder times or not getting the help that they could have had. There's people that have grown up in Luton that have got into buying a house. They've not been able to buy the house. They've been thrown out on the street. They've been evicted. Bailiffs come, take the house away because the bank foreclosed on their thing. And now they find themselves on the street. And just in America, not so long ago, they had a shutdown for nearly a month. So I think for a month. And people were getting to desperate measures. They had to get food banks out for just these workers. 800,000 people were living from paycheck to paycheck. It shows that most people who are hard at work in very good jobs are one paycheck away from being that same homeless person. So wouldn't it be nice that there was a system involved in force, that if you were so happen to fall out of your nice cushy job tomorrow because someone didn't like you, or your firm moved out of the area, or you did mess up so badly that you got sacked and now you're 2 paychecks away from being thrown out of your house on the street and no one giving a damn about you. Wouldn't it be nice if there was somewhere in force you could just walk into the door and say, look, I need a place for at least a week or so to get myself back on. I can get support. I can get a mobile phone, food to eat, safe place to rest because there'll be security. And it will be an awesome little crash pad, or maybe a stable place that they can grow from. There are other places in Luton like this in force already. But because the store is so huge, we could do it on a large level, obviously. And there's 200 stores up and down the country because BHS closed down. And so we want to use them. Hello, Nicola. Who's that? Let me scroll back up. Hello, David Blackley. How you doing? Shen. Fellow martial artist. Hello, Trish Cook in Shizal. Barry Gregson. Hey. How you doing? And Amanda Clark. Hey, cool. Coors. Sup, Coors. Right. So this is what we're talking about in over here. Talking about Windrush and its effect on the whole nation, even though it's affecting the Caribbean community, obviously, and the deportation due to new Brexit laws, plus the immigration laws that came into effect in 1973. But immigration is the one that sparked it off, and because Theresa May messed it up by, was it deleting documents or something accidentally, and way back when she was foreign minister or something, I can't remember. She worked for the Home Office, sorry, before she was prime minister. Anyway, because of Brexit, it kind of coincided with it, and it seemed that some people got deported. And it's thousands now. It's like 11,000 people, not deported, but have been scrutinized to find out if they should be deported. And so far, 83 have been deported, They found 83 that have been wrongfully deported and so deserve compensation. So that is what we were talking about over here. I am now going to flip over the conversation, unless you've got something you want to say in the chat room. I'm going to move the conversation on to something I find quite interesting and cannot find my notes on. Oh, there we go. Yeah. It's all very technical, this side of the camera. It's all very technical. And so therefore, because I'm the only person in charge of all the technical stuff, I'm chief cook and bottle washer. And so juggling. Yeah. I'm that swan with, okay, you get it. But right, so over here, Akon, over there, sorry, we're talking about stuff that's happening outside of the UK. I'm trying to keep away from Trump. It's difficult. It's difficult in this day and age because the man is under so much scrutiny. 17 different investigations. The New York ones haven't even really been in the news, but they're the ones more dangerous than Robert Mueller, who is already putting away most of Trump's staff from the inaugural to people that were actually talking about his epic inauguration victory. I mean, is a whole regime of people, I'm calling it a regime, becoming an epic failure. He's like, I'm only going to have the best guys, only the best. Yeah, the best gangsters and con men and thieves and scrupulous lawyers. He's basically a con man who's become to the top of the crime game and is now trying to act like a mob boss all his life for real. You know, he thinks he's actually Capone and like nothing can stick to him. He's like a Teflon Don. You see what I did there? And so all his past, because he's the president now, the idiot decided he wanted to be president to try and bump up the optics of his business to the point where everyone is scrutinizing the whole of his life now. And because of this Russia thing, he can't get rid of, because it's obvious he did collude with them. They are now looking into the facts that Russia colluded, and they want to know if Trump and his family and his business were involved in it. So they are investigating everyone to do with that. So that means because he is nepotism, he brought on his children, they're being investigated, their past is being investigated. Jared Kushner, the husband of Ivanka, his daughter, is being investigated because he bought a building with his family's money, which has left him about 600 billion in debt. He can't sell it, he can't rent it out, he can't do nothing with it. He's barely making it. So he's trying to go to the Middle East and talk to people we're not supposed to be talking to, trying to make out that we're friends with them and we should do deals. Saudi Arabian money, he's trying to cultivate for that. And Russia, because Trump wants to have deals done in Russia, he was watching them, talking to them for years. And so now, because they helped him win the election by getting into the computers, they want payback now. It may be the PP tape. That motivates him, who knows? Allegedly, could be. But he's got something. Putin has got something on Trump. We know this. Stop it. Okay, so this guy has been trying to cover his ass so he can get out clean. He's trying to get rid of all his innuendo about him and Putin and get out clean so he can have a business when he eventually gets out. Okay, he's trying to leave it in the hands of Mike Pence, his deputy prime minister. But it's not going well. He can't escape yet. He's like, I won. Why did I win? It's because the rich people want me to have. They want someone like me who's the opposite of Obama. You know, we're going to see how great a white supremacist can do it. You've got a black person that is the top of his game. We need to see that a white supremacist can do better. Let's get Trump in, said the rich people of the Illuminati. And they got him in to try and show, yeah, we can do better with our great white hope. Fail. Anyway, that's not even what I want to talk about, but you know me. It happens. It happens a lot. Okay. I wanted to talk about Akon, the rapper. Everyone remember Akon? I'm locked up, don't let me down. Locked up, don't let me down. Anyway, made loads of money, went back to Africa and started sorting out a lot of stuff. First of all, he put up a lot of electricity pylons. Literally the government's job, but you know, he thought, you're not doing a good job. You guys are just arguing too much amongst yourself. I'm going to sort this out. Tag me in, bruh. Hold my beer. And sorted out the electricity up and down the country in Africa. You know, solar panels, wind turbines, everything. He got, oh my gosh, this man is an unbelievable guy. So now what's he doing now, you ask? Why you want to talk about him? Well, he's decided to build a futuristic city for black people, Africans, with cryptocurrency, Akon. Yeah, I said it right. Akon, cryptocurrency. Yeah, nicely done, mate. So I just want to tell you, Giz is impressing me, man. He's in impress mode, and he's doing well. Hello, Vernon. Hello, Joanna. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Get into the chat room and chat your chat. What do you want to talk about? I'm talking about Akon and Akon. Right. So it's going to be the first ever place, and what he wants to do, the multi-million platinum geezer wants to do. What is wrong with my? Oh, okay. Okay, that's weird. My page has shifted. I can't see what's going on. Right, he's nominated Metal Pat. He's building his first of its kind 100% crypto-based city in Senegal, West Africa, and the only be for all trade will be used as their own digital cash currency called Akon. So I see why he's doing this. The cryptocurrency does not threaten the petrodollar that the American government uses to run the whole fuel economy. When Gaddafi said he wants to change the money, the system that we buy petrol and fuel, oil basically, of the American petrodollar, that's what they call it, the petrodollar, to gold, base it on gold, which he's got loads of, and he wanted to do it that way, and so they conspired. Oh, Gaddafi is killing his own people. We should sell him to NATO and kill him, and then go in there and just take over the whole place and put ISIS in there and stuff like that, and make sure that the whole place gets torn down before he gets too much strength and shows his people a way out of poverty and makes his whole government the most affluent on planet Earth. Yeah, a new one. So anyway, this is what Akon's doing. He's saying, no, I don't want to bother your petrodollar. You have that. I'm not even going to have a proper money. I'm going to have Akon, cryptocurrency. Bitcoin has become one of the largest, fastest growing ways that you can do trade without seeing real money. These days, there's not many people get paid cash, cash for their work these days. So it's a long time since people, when you want to pay for something, you touch your card, you put your digits in. The only time you won't see something is if you need to go to the cash point and get your money out. So it's very rare that you actually see cash these days, and it's getting rarer and rarer to the point because people are relying on digital. The digits. You see your money go in your wages every month because it just gets baxed into your account, and then you take from that and you pay for stuff online, everywhere online. So it's barely a part time when you need cash. If you go to America, it's even more reliant on digital commerce, to the point where people don't want to take your cash, especially in hotels. You go into hotels, if you pay in cash, they're like, "You a criminal. There's something wrong with you." So when a rapper decided, "I want to take out 140,000 in cash to pay for a car," just so he could floss, just so he could stunt, right? He just wanted to, give a suitcase, just like in a film. The bank called the police on him because he wanted to have it in cash. They thought he was going to do a drug deal. So they came to the bank, where the bank manager called the police because this rapper decided he wanted to take his money, his hard-earned money, out of the bank into a case so he could have cold hard cash in front of him to give to the car dealer, because he just wanted to do it that way. That's how much they hate cash in America now. So when Akon says, "I want to do it in cryptocurrency," he's not threatening everyone. Everyone's is getting more and more reliant on Bitcoin and stuff like that. There's loads of different styles of Bitcoin. It makes sense. That makes sense. So it's going to be a futuristic city, will be built on a 2,000-acre land gifted to him by Senegal's government, and it's going to be thoroughly awesome. It's going to be 5 minutes away from the country's new international airport, and for years, black leaders have talked about creating their own cities and their own facilities and economies, and now finally Akon is stepping up to the plate, is this report I'm reading. No, I don't know why, but it's incredible. Why is it? I like, first of all, that the celebrities are stepping up. Like a few weeks ago, I reported that Jay-Z and Diddy have got together to promote black business in all over, by developing an app where you could find a black business for whatever you need. So if you need a black business that deal with hair products, you could go in the app and it will tell you which city it's in, and in the city how many people are black-owned businesses. And it's basically, people might say, "Oh, you're black supremacist, you're blah blah blah," and try to hit back that way. But no one talks about the Jewish community, the Chinese community. They don't. When you put money into the Chinese community, they don't go into other communities and give that money back. Okay, when the Chinese have their shop in your community, the money goes into that shop and then goes back to the banks in China. Okay, when you go to the Jewish community, the banks are all centralized in Israel. When you go into the Indian community, the banks they deal with are directly linked to Pakistan, India. That's where they put their money back. It goes out it either stays within their own community and gets swapped around them 8, 10, 12 times, and then goes back to their country. So the money goes out of the UK, or they keep it within. Now, black people, we're the ones that spend our money the fastest with everyone else but black people. We will spend our wages in the first day we get them. We'll pay our rent. We'll pay our electric fuel bills. We'll get our food. Then we're buying sports gifts. We're buying gifts for ourselves. We're going out. Where we get our hair done. We're not going to a black hairdresser. When we get our trainers, we're not going to a black-owned business that sells trainers. Our money goes out. We're the ones that suffer from post-traumatic slave disorder the most. We will not trust our own people over a white business, over a Chinese business, over an Asian, Indian business. They will not do it. We'd rather give our money. No, I don't trust black people. Black people are a bit dubious. Who taught you this? Who taught you this? But when you look on the news, it's not black people causing trouble much these days. So, and we're the ones that are becoming most successful. We're the fastest, most successful group of people put in productivity and getting job done in the world. Always have been. Okay. You might look at, oh no, it's definitely the Indian culture. No, because there's more of them. oh, the Chinese culture. No, it's because more of them. You see what I'm saying? We are, as a smaller, we're doing as much as them, but with less people. So obviously we're more efficient. We're better at it. Okay. Bank of Ireland always been a busy branch. In Luton it was, but that's when Ireland Bank of Ireland was 80% and 80% Irish population in Luton going to it on the Castle Street. I remember it, Joanna. Thank you for that. That's funny. Now, what's their bank? They use Barclays. Barclays Bank. Asian people love a Barclays Bank. Yeah. When you get to Barclays Bank, anytime you go into Barclays Bank, right, it's like Muslim is all I'm going to say. It's just queue of Muslims. All right. That's all I'm saying. Don't have to believe me. Just check it for yourself. Anyway, that's what we're talking about in over there. We're going to go into the celebrity and community world now. Good for Akon. It's still showing other celebrities how to do it, how to make the most of their life and get remembered for the right things. He's not wasting his life. He's trying to benefit the people that he cares about most, and that's what we should be doing as a nation, as a people. We're not against anyone else. We're just uplifting ours because we're the ones being held back the most. And so, if we used our money, we spend the most from our. We put the most into the economy as a set of people. So it would be nice if we had we used our own businesses. I've got a Facebook page called Black People Business, and it's awesome. The people on it, they're doing business. They're all over the world as well. A lot of people in America, a lot of people in Africa, a lot of people in the UK have joined this page because they just want to link with other people doing different kinds of facilities and services run by Black people, because it shows that we are capable of being an economic power. Once again, we were an economic power in America before they bombed their own people for the first time in American history, bombed their own people with planes, bombed a black town, which was like the black center for economics, but it was like it was like Akon's town he's making now. It was a town. Literally every shop was black owned. Okay, it was like the 40 acres and a mule the slaves were given all went to this town and started their businesses there. Okay, and they bombed it because they didn't like them becoming so affluent and powerful. They always tried to cut us down as a people. So we're just not. So we're just saying, okay, we know what you're trying to do. We're just going to back ourselves up now and become the new Wakanda. I like it, Akon. Keep it going. Wakanda forever, bruh. You know you're the man. All right, so we're going into celebrity and community now. And this one this week is a doozy. Celebrity I'm going to talk about is Jesse Smullet. And already, because I'm laughing, because he's a total idiot. And by far, this is the most ridiculous thing I've heard this year. This is the most ridiculous thing I've heard him say. I'm just writing out over here. I'm just writing out about over there so I can get onto this one. Woo! Oh, my typing's a bit there. Boy. Okay, cool. That's over there. Come on. Etokola Talama! Brother man, tell me if you know about Akon building a futuristic city in Senegal. Etokola, let me know. Get in the chat room. Let me know. Tell me what you like. No, I'm not teaching my sport. If my sport is knowledge of what's happening in the community, yes, I am teaching that. But no, not today. Not today. That was earlier in the day. I've done that. Right. Celebrity and community. We're talking about Jesse Smullet. He's an actor on Empire, hit TV show about music business and the gangster side of it as well. He decided he's going to try and put his name out there and make himself more famous, and possibly be able to engineer a pay raise by becoming a victim. And how was he going to do this? He hired two people, brothers, to accost him and pour bleach on him, and he reported it to the police saying he is a victim of a hate crime. White supremacists got him and shouted obscenities at him and said, "You're that N-word off Empire. You. This is MAGA country, as in Trump's country." You know what I mean? But it was in fact himself that decided he's going to organize this by hiring someone who's his personal trainer, who is a bit part, is a walk-on. Yeah, he does background acting. What are they called? You know, actors that are hired just to walk about on the background, right? Yeah, he hired them and paid them by check. The actors went. The brothers are black. First of all, you dumbass. I thought like 101. If you're gonna accuse oh yeah, I got done by hate crime. Hire white people. They are the people you're saying actually attacked you in your life. You know, you make it up. So why don't you just make it a bit more realistic? Anyway, all got caught on camera, all over the place. Oh no, the actual attack didn't get caught on camera because he's an actor. He didn't know where the camera was. Where's my camera? Oh, is that my camera? Hi, I'm about to be attacked. Yeah, it's a hate crime. Yeah, but don't put the mask on. They're gonna see you're black. Put the mask on. Put the mask on. Put the gloves on. You fool. Anyway, it didn't get the extras. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you very much. Awesome. On the ball as usual. Yeah, extras. This guy is his personal trainer and expert, and they're all over his Facebook. And you see that they're texting each other. Yeah, I'm around the corner. Are you ready? Yeah, 5 minutes. All this was found because they did a quick investigation into his complaint that he was beaten up. And I'll tell you, the people that are reporting this incident, which is a felony, obviously, this man could go to jail for this, can't help laughing when they're saying it. It's like he pleaded on, "Oh, these people, they did me wrong. I'm traumatized," and actual tears. The man trying to get an Oscar for his performance when he's getting interviewed. What happened next? Well, they got me and they poured bleach on me and they beat me. Look, I got a cut here. He did that himself. He hit himself. Even the brothers he didn't trust. Oh my gosh. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And obviously now, people are mad at this guy. Not because he pulled a stunt. You know, actors do this stuff from time to time. But it's the wrong kind of stunt. Why don't you do something else to bring notoriety to your name? Why don't you help people and get, right, that Colin Kaepernick, his name is all over the world now because of what he did. Why don't you do something similar to try and negotiate a better wage? You pretended you got beaten up? You're mad. Who wants to be known as a victim of a hate crime? Who wants to be known as that? That's stupid. But anyway, Supposing now you actually are a victim of hate crime and you seem moderately famous, you go on TV now saying, yeah, I'm a victim of hate crime. And I'll say, really? Jesse number 2, yeah? Come out, man. You know, it could be seriously bringing us back 10, 15 years because of this bullshit. It's ridiculous. No, I don't want to get bogged down with this guy, but obviously, if he goes to jail, let's hope he does. We need to put it down to other people. With the amount of white supremacists feeling that they are activated by this stuff now, by Trump, they're just jumping on a bandwagon and say, see, it's all fake news. These black people are not, there's no racism. They have to make up the racism. We're not racists. It's just racists. We're not racist. We're not racial. we are for the people. We're just for America. We're for America. Yeah, all lives matter, not black people matter. You see, they have to make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? And he set us back. The man's a damn fool. Okay, so now we have to explain to everyone, no, this actually happens. It happened to me, but no one reported it. It happened a million times. My cousins have gone through it, my nieces, nephew, everyone's gone through it. In my family, because we're black, because we're in the neighborhood we're living in, because the police are racist, institutional racism is going on. We have to go over all this again. We have to do more work again to get back to where we were because of this next fall. Damn idiot. Anyway, moving on. It's celebrity and community after all. I want to talk about the community issue of homelessness real quick. I talked about it in over there because it was mentioned in the chat room that someone met me at a meeting. I think that was, let me see, that was Nicola. Mentioned that she had met me at the same meeting and it was a good meeting. It was a great meeting. This is just the start. We're just getting people together to bring the skills together so we can cover this. I have skills in organization, in security, in life coaching, youth mentoring, martial arts, obviously, and a myriad of other things. So we can use my talents to help these people in a continuous way, right? It's not just a one-off event. It's not just for the time being. We're trying to gain these buildings all over Britain. There's 200 of them. Okay, that have, because BHS have closed down all over, their stores remain closed and are useless. They're not doing anything. So what we're trying to do is get this meanwhile lease going. It's called a meanwhile lease. That while they are empty and no one looks like they can afford to get them because they're huge buildings usually for BHS, you know, most people are online these days, so these big shops, they're not getting visited as much anymore. The shopping is not being done anymore because people are at home chilling and tapping away on their computers and ordering stuff like me. I didn't do 1 minute of Christmas shopping for the last 5 years. I've always ordered online with Amazon, delivered them, and people don't give a damn about wrapping, you know. So the only ones that I wrapped, because even though I am atheist and I don't believe in all this crap, we have always enjoyed the tradition of giving gifts to your family and friends and the meal and the pulling the crackers and the frivolity of it all, but not one mention of Jesus will happen. Okay, I'll tell you. But anyway, I don't celebrate his birthday, so why should I celebrate mine? That's why I don't celebrate my birthday. And there's other reasons why I don't celebrate my birthday, but I don't do all the Hallmark stuff. Okay, but we do like the pageantry. We do like the tradition and what needs to be done and old Lang Syne and good. You know, you get into it. It's just a culture thing. But anyway, this is what we're talking about with the celebrity thing and the community thing. Sorry, is the camaraderie of getting together with other like-minded people to sort a cultural problem in homelessness. It's been an education understanding that, I mean, everyone's got a skin in the game on this one as well. Someone knows someone who is living rough, or had lived rough once, or had trouble after their house left. All kinds of, we all have someone, or we all know someone that has someone. It's just like everyone knows the martial arts. If you think about it, you'll say, no one in my family does. Oh no, there's Trevor across the street who knows martial arts. You know, everyone knows martial arts. Everyone knows someone that's in trouble. Everyone knows someone that needs help, all right, in some way, shape, or form. And that's what we can see to be done in Luton. It shows me a couple of Sundays ago. I know it was last week Sunday. It showed me and the people that turned up that Luton still cares about people, because we are strong in Luton. We're getting stronger. The only way people from the outside can see how strong we are getting is when they see the weakest of us being cared for very well. Okay? They don't have to go on the street. If they see people in the streets, even though everyone is rich around them and there's lots of money available around them, there's still people sleep on the streets. That shows that that town is weak. Okay? It shows you that you've got this Trump attitude where the rich help the rich and the poorer help the rich stay rich. Okay? And we don't care what the poor do as long as they help us to stay rich. We don't care about them. Now, if you had that mentality in the UK, right, half the UK would be homeless. You know what I mean? Half the UK would be in problem, but we don't. So this shows that we're not quite at that stage yet where all of us are equal and some are more equal than others. You know about Animal Farm. You'll understand what the quote I just did there. You have to help. If you're strong, the only way you should be standing over someone who is weaker is if you're helping them up. And that's what we're doing. The strong are helping the weak. That's how it's supposed to be done. No one needs to be part of any religion to know that. You just understand that the well-being of your fellow man is paramount if you want the community to be an efficient and affluent one. If you want to get forward, then you empower women, and when women are empowered, they empower the men around them, and so the good men continue to do good things, and bad men stop doing bad things. You see, but if you want a good man to do bad things, you involve religion. That's the saying. It's not the truth. it's how you say. But everyone's involved in this anyway, so what can I say? Yeah, churches are involved, everyone's involved religious wise. A lot of different religions coming together. Actually, I like to see religion working well in the community. I just don't like to see them taking from the community and not giving back. I like to see everyone working to help the weakest in the community become part of the strongest. So that's what we're doing in Celebrity and Community. And I'm going to talk about what sparks me off now, because I need to get stuff on the back. And you help me do it by listening to my problem with whomever. As again, I'll just write. Okay. Right. So people who, what gets on my nerves. Hello, Tyrone, mate. Tyrone Briscoe, how you feeling, mate? Nice one dropping in. Cheers for that. Awesome. Good to see you again. Get in the chat room if you want to talk about something. You ain't got much time. You've got about 5 minutes. Okay. What sparks me off is trivial things American women cannot let go of. That's what gets on my nerves. Whenever I see it, I'm just like, what is it with these women? Why is it always American white women? Why have they got nothing more to do than to worry about if my parking ticket is 2 minutes overdue? What's it got to do with you? How is that your business? Is it because I'm black? Is a problem with black people you got? Why is it you're worried about if my friends jump in the queue? I know that will get on my my nerves too. You know what I mean? But if there's only 10 people in the queue and you're next after me, and someone jumped in, why have you got to make that an issue and call the police? The police. This is what we're talking about. It's not like a trivial thing, though. It's the principle of it. It's more like I can get you killed. Because when the police come, they're going to see you as a black person, and they're obviously scary, and therefore needs to be tamed and calmed down and tasered and wrestled to the ground in front of all of us to see that you are the problem, and taken away in handcuffs and, adjusted for us white people to be more happy with our bit, with our life. So you're trying to say you've got that power that you can bring forces down upon us because you're white and a lady or in America, and therefore the most important thing in America, as Trump says, but doesn't behave as such, that you can do that. And we just like, wow, you don't like us selling water as a child selling water because people are thirsty. You don't like people selling cookies outside of shops. You don't like people selling cigarettes outside of shops. They should be wrestled to the ground and killed. You don't like kids, especially black. These are all black children, obviously. You don't like black children being playing with toy guns out in public parks. They should be shot in the back 9 times and killed. Yeah. You don't like people going into their own apartment block because the apartment block is a rich one. You don't like students that are in the university, obviously studying there and have their own digs there, sleeping in the library. You don't like that. You don't like, it's amazing. It goes on and on and on. You don't like black people drinking coffee in Starbucks, waiting for people to do business. That's what people do in Starbucks. They wait for other people. They talk to other people. They have meetings in Starbucks without even buying any Starbucks stuff. Starbucks want them to be there. But you see 2 black people doing it. That must be illegal because they scare you. And this goes back to slavery days. This goes back to that slave. Oh, I'm such a poor white girl. I'm just a poor white lady. I've always on the kindness of strangers. Crazy town. Crazy town. Crazy because these people think they've got some kind of entitlement to act like this. Basically, there's this new one. The latest one is this lady who calls herself a philanthropist. Spotted parents taking a set-up picture in a local park on a pathway with balloons and stuff. Because their daughter was like a year old, and they were setting up this little pretty picture of their child. And she saw that they were taking up the pathway that led through the grass. You could walk around them, not a problem. All right, not a problem. Everything's clean. They're not harassing anyone. No one's harassing them. No one gives a damn that they're doing this, except this white woman who's passing by in her car. She stopped her car to go tell them they can't do that. They're not allowed to. They're going to call the police if they don't stop it now. They were like, what? And they started taking out their cameras because they know what's coming next. They know what's coming next. This is another white woman who feels she's entitled to infringe upon the life and privacy of black people just because they're black. This sparks me off. This makes me very angry. It's out of order. And as soon as we start chastising the people that do this, it will stop. As soon as we start doing it. You've noticed that it's happening less and less and less, but it's still happening. So as soon as they get indicted for causing assaults, he assaulted the father twice in the video. Go watch the video on YouTube. She assaulted the father. She should be she should get accused. She should get indicted for assault. She should jail time. She should lose a job. All these people are losing their jobs. That's why it's becoming less and less and less. But it needs to be caught on film. They all need to see that there's going to be retribution for you wrongfully calling out the police, wasting police time. They should get done for that. They should have to do compensation or do community work by order of a judge. They should be seen all over nationwide that they've done this. They should be able to get away with it by just paying a fine. They should be exposed completely. And the faster they get exposed, the faster it will stop. And I won't have to gripe about it anymore. That has been what sparks me off. That's the end of the show. I'm glad that you were here to ride along with me. I'll see you next week. Okay. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have been BLAPPSed. Peace. Everybody be cool. You be cool.